More and more people that have supported LeBron James overall are starting to see and speak out against the ignorance and lack of respect for the NBA by LeBron James. He simply behaves like he's the center of the universe and the actual king in his actual kingdom where everyone has to bow down to him. Delusional at best. Isiah Thomas seems to have enough of LeBron James' antics. During a broadcast before a Laker game, LeBron came out onto the court shirtless to shoot around and warm up. The cameras on TV showed that. Thomas called LeBron unprofessional and said he would never allow one of his players to behave like this in the NBA, which should be a professional basketball league. Professional means something. Thomas visibly was very upset and could not hold his feelings back any longer. With LeBron supposedly being a leader and the ultimate professional, as some call him, including himself, he seems to have lowered the standards for everything in this league. And yes, the LeBron apologists are out in force already on Facebook groups and X, and I expect them here in the comments as well, doing damage control for their precious king. The guy normalized cheating to ring chase, joining up with top talent in the NBA. As John Stockton said it best, LeBron took a helicopter to the mountaintop and didn't actually make the journey. He also normalized flopping as one of the biggest users of that tactic. And he's one of the biggest reasons the anti-flopping rule actually got implemented in the NBA. LeBron James is partially responsible for the anti-flopping rule, guys. It's incredibly sickening. Called himself the GOAT multiple times, being the only one that has a negative finals record ever considered for that honor. Anyone else that was ever considered for the honor never wanted to call themselves a GOAT out of respect for the players that played in the, played before and paved the way for them and came before. James doesn't respect anyone and anything except for himself. Now we finally see guys that have supported James for years openly speaking out, as he's literally becoming an embarrassment at this point to the sport at the time in his career. Here are Isiah Thomas' comments as I told him that I'm going to play for you. But first, welcome. My name is Paul, and this is the Basketball Show, where I talk today's NBA, current events, news, players, and more. All completely unbiased, even though some people disagree, because any opposing opinion to weak people is always hating. Truth is truth, and I try to stand by that. If you don't agree, come in with facts, not feelings. You know who I'm talking about. Here are Isiah Thomas' comments.
I just totally 100% object to this. And if I was the GM or coach,
Me too.
I would never let one of my players walk out on the floor looking like this. I mean, we are a professional NBA league. We ain't summer league. We ain't at the YMCA.
Listen, I think coaches got to go back to suits.
Absolutely.
I just mean
Absolutely. I just think
college and pro.
I just think the professionalism in our NBA league has diminished so much. And I look, I like LeBron, I'm a fan of his, so forth and so on. But to walk out on the floor before a game with no shirt on and shoot, I mean, come on, man. Where we at? What we doing? Where we at? Now, if you want to, Adam Silver, if you want to find somebody, find that. Put a fine on that.
Spoken by the Hall of Famer and the greatest player in Pistons history, Isiah Thomas.
As I said before, as you can hear, Isiah was very upset. The weird way he's speaking, he's got some problem with his face or whatever, some sickness, but some people know about it, some people don't. I don't want to get into that. But the older guys are all upset that with this generation of players, the NBA standards for everything have been lowered to levels never seen before. Shaq spoke out about it. Magic Johnson made comments about it as well, not too long ago. Byron Scott as well. There's multiple players that have spoken out about this. But how would the current players care or change if they don't respect any of the legends that actually paved the way for them? They all think they got everything themselves. They all think they don't owe anybody anything or respect, like Draymond Green. All points to growing immaturity amongst players these days because they simply behave and talk like teenagers. Imitating people, for instance, a 40-year-old?
And I know he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about him again. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the fucking freezer and sit in his chair in his tighty whities on the couch.
I hope at some point you two do get a chance. But you're right.
Dude, like relax, bro. Like relax. Like seriously.
What kind of damn 40-year-old would do that back in the day? No one. Because they respected themselves too much and they were grown-ass men. All this was done by weak leadership to accommodate everyone and not offend anyone. I have to agree with Thomas. In a professional sports league, there has to be a certain level of professionalism required by the league's leadership. No one's talking about the dress code that Allen Iverson went against here at all. Just some normal decency in protecting the image of the sport and the league you're playing for. Even your damn team as well. LeBron came out shooting before the game when cameras were rolling, shirtless, and looking like he was on a street ball playground. Steve Smith, in that panel that you just heard, mentioned the coaches should go back to suits as well. And the whole panel included Jalen Rose, and they agreed completely. The standards in the league have been lowered so much it's becoming ridiculous and just sad to watch. You can like them or hate them, but a lot of it is due to LeBron James, and now, as you can see, even some of his biggest supporters like Isiah Thomas can't stand it anymore and are calling out the disrespect. At this point, this guy is just making a mockery of the league and its image. Without strong leadership at the top, the NBA is slowly getting tarnished and the brand damaged. At this point, we don't need to worry about who replaces LeBron James when he retires. Damn, more than half the fans right now wished he already did. We need to worry how fast can Adam Silver be replaced at this time because of what he allows. Come on, watering down the game so much that all we see is everyone almost having a free lane to the basket these days, almost no defense being played. I'm happy because I recently watched the Detroit Pistons, and the Detroit Pistons actually got some tough defense. My Knicks are going to be facing them in the first round. That's going to be an awesome matchup. Knicks going to have problems. Now this, and there's no consequence for anything except Ja Morant making a gun pose like half the other players do as well. And listen, I understand, and I mentioned in my video that Ja had his stupid move on Instagram, and that's why they're keeping a closer eye on him. But either treat everyone equally or don't do anything about it. Now let me know what you guys think about this. I don't like it, and I agree with Thomas 100%. Thank you for watching the video, and see you back soon.